Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I, too, in my first question, want to talk to each of the agencies, but I'm going to do it in segments. I'm focusing in this question on EGRPRA, the Economic Growth and Regulatory Paperwork Reduction Act, which, as you know, has requirements in it for reviews that are statutorily mandated to evaluate existing regulations to identify outdated, unnecessary, or unduly burdensome regulations. And it was actually this act that we used some years back when we made some very good progress working with many of you to pass a significant regulatory relief act. And I understand that the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and the OCC are already well into and have been going well underway and are going down the road of doing this. And so my first question is to the three of you, which is, will you commit that your agencies will provide us with a list of, or a table of regulations that fit this category that we could evaluate for regulatory reform purposes, and specifically with focus on community banks?
Mr. Chairman, I'm currently the chairman of the FFIEC, which is overseeing the EGRPRA process, and I think our objectives are totally in tune with your objectives that you stated today. The focus of our review of unnecessary or burdensome rules is really focused on community banks. We're also looking to make sure that we get adequate input from community bankers directly. So we will be holding a series of outreach sessions throughout the country to take in that information. And then ultimately, we do intend to do two things. One, to make changes that we have complete control over in terms of regulations and policy statements, but also to file a report with Congress in which we would make recommendations for appropriate statutory changes.
Thank you.
Senator, I'd simply add, and I agree with everything that I think the EGRPRA process actually offers the agencies a nice opportunity to take an overview of the regulatory compliance issue and identify opportunities both for addressing unneeded regulatory requirements as well as opportunities for any statutory change. I think this has been a focus of attention and priority, certainly for our three agencies. As the Comptroller indicated, we are planning a series of public hearings around the country. I think we'll be participating directly in some of those hearings, and we view it as, I think, a good opportunity to take a broad overview of this.
Thank you. Governor Trullo? All right, thank you very much. And then to the other three, as I understand it, the CFPB is covered by this law also, but the timing is not necessarily kicking in at the same time frame for the CFPB. And the CFTC and SEC are not technically under the law. But my question to the three of you is that regardless of that, will you pursue the same process and help to provide us with your evaluation of the kind of unnecessary or unduly regulatory burdensome regulations that we have, and in particular with regard to community banks?
I'll simply say I'm part of the FFIEC. We're following, as the Comptroller indicated, as chairman of that body, his lead on reg review. We have our own statutory provision that requires a 5-year look back on all rules that the CFPB promulgates. We've been actively involved with industry looking at the mortgage rules to see if there are tweaks that are needed as we go, and we've made a number of those to assist compliance. We also have had our own streamlining initiative, which led to work on the ATM sticker issue, which Congress ultimately resolved. We provided technical assistance on that, and relief on annual privacy notices, which is coming very soon in final form.
Thank you.
And I think Senator Crapo, correct. I don't think the statute applies to us, but we're very much committed. I'm very much committed to reviewing our rules in that fashion. We also are obviously in constant contact with those whose our rules impact. We don't generally have, our rules don't generally have as much impact on community banks. One of the other things that I've tried to do since I became chairman is also to review our major rules, both Jobs Act and Dodd-Frank and others, as they come out the door, so that we're making changes, making them more efficient, stronger as we go.
Thank you. And Mr. Masad, could you be real fast, because I got to get one more question in here.
Certainly. We agree with the goal, Senator, and we'll be happy to work with your office on it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.